Prayer. A man that has a call must be addicted to prayer. Addicted. You must fast often and pray much. Addicted to prayer. Responding to a call is accepting that we have been condemned to prayer. He said, we will give ourselves to prayer and the ministry of the word. People in the police force, they know how they operate. People in the military know how they operate. Those of us that have callings, we survive by prayer. And that's why if we continue looking at the life of Abraham, that is a test case in this series, you are going to see that he was a man of the tent and the altar. We are using Abraham's life as a test case. We are going to check how many times he set up tents, the locations where the tents were set up, and the altars that he built. For Abraham, the altar was permanent, it was built, and the tents were temporary because it was pitched. But today, we pitch altars and then we build tents. A man that has a call survives by prayer. If you know you have a call, when the rest go to sleep, stay awake. Your possibility of keeping the call viable is dependent on the voice of God. And if you are going to be hearing the voice of God frequently, then you will need to be in a mood of devotion 24 hours of the day. And that's why if you bring an issue about Champions League, the new stars in the football arena, I may not be able to participate in that conversation because I don't know any star. That time you were using to explore Champions League and Premier League, some other people were using it to explore prayer. Now, the average believer thinks that prayer is not exciting, it is monotonous, it is perpetual. It will not be exciting if it is devoid of encounters with God. There's always breaking news in heaven. Always. Always. Always breaking news. And that's why Adam was alone, but Adam was not lonely. It's an exciting experience when you find the way of prayer, especially when you have been trained and disciplined to do it personally. Thank God for all the prayer outlets we have available, the long stretch prayers we do, the on-demand prayers we do when we have major meetings and we commit ourselves to pray for 91 nights of vigil, and all the administration around it. Some people leave the prayer straight to the office and come back. The commitment is all of those commitments is designed to build the discipline of a man that lives by prayer in your life. Your way of the call is a way of prayer. And recently I've discovered a few more things that I did not know all my Christian life, a few more things on the subject of prayer. Not things for preaching purposes, but things in the actual experience of prayer and gateways that I discovered. The more God deepens your life of communion with Him, the more you are more fit to discharge ministry, to discharge your calling, to fulfill the intent that God sustained in His heart before you were formed in your mother's womb. Great days ahead of us. Great seasons are upon us. We can no longer afford to be nonchalant about the things heaven considers very important. Thank you, my brother. I think we'll find another opportunity to continue from this point. Pray until you master it. It takes like 10 to 12 years to master it. Pray until you master it. If you refuse to master it, it means you have transferred the liability of the unfinished spiritual business to your children.